Hello, my name is Sanjukta and today I am going to summarize the play The Duchess of Malfi by John Webster. Now before we go into the summary of the novel, it is very important to know about the playwright and the socio-political background in which the play was written. So let's begin. Now moving on to the playwright of The Duchess of Malfi was John Webster. Now, very little information is known about him, and it is also known that his dramatic career began in the closing years of Queen Elizabeth I. Now, we move into the literary career of Webster. Now, if we look into the literary career of John Webster, it can be seen that this literary period is categorized into three periods. The first period can be described as the period where he wrote plays in collaboration with various writers. In the second period, it can be seen that he produced his own independent works, and some of the plays are like The White Devil, The Duchess of Malfi. And in the last period, that is the third period, his other plays are The Guise, The Devil's Law Case, and A Cure for Cuckold. Now, it is also very important to know about the socio-political background in which The Duchess of Malfi was written. In the socio-political background, it can be seen that there was decline of the Renaissance period. Now, Renaissance period was from the 15th to 16th century, and it can be also further noticed that there was a decline of the Elizabethan drama. Now, moving forward, we come to the revenge tragedy. Now, before moving into the direct detail or the concept of revenge tragedy, it is very important to know about its tradition or from where it began. So, the revenge tragedy tradition can be traced back to the ancient Greece, and the Greek tragedies whose writers like Sophocles is very popular. And in the Greek tragedies, it can be seen that the theme of revenge was present, but there was a lack of horror element in it. Now, after that, we come to the Senecan tragedies. In Senecan tragedies, there was revenge, but there was inclusion of the element of horror. So, our first English tragedy was the Spanish tragedy by Thomas Keith. Now, as we have come to know about revenge tragedy, we will now see about its features. So, the main and the most important feature is the revenge motive. Now, when we talk about the revenge motive, it is seen as something bad or evil, but in a revenge tragedy play, the revenge motive is seen as a duty which can't be neglected. And there are also some presence of supernatural elements like fairies, ghosts, etc., witches also. And there is the predominance of cruelty. And one can also find a servant who changes his mind with the way of the world for his own benefits. In the case of Duchess of Malfi, the servant that features the characteristics of the revenge tragedy is seen in Bosola. Now, the last feature of revenge tragedy is that justice is portrayed as something sober, because though the evil is destroyed at last, but the whole play is very pathetic and it is a pessimistic, that is, it is not positive in outlook. So I hope you have understood the background of the Duchess of Malfi. So now let's move on to the play and now look at the characters of the play. So the characters are Bosola, the Ferdinand, that is who is the Duke of Malfi, Cardinal, the brother of Ferdinand, Antonio, who is the steward to the Duchess of Malfi, then Delio is Antonio's friend, the Duchess, then Cariola, who is the maid servant of Duchess, and Julia, who is the Cardinal's mistress. So now let's move into the summary act-wise. Now when we look into the play The Duchess of Malfi, we see that there are 5 acts and each act is divided into various scenes. So moving on to Act 1, we have Scene 1. In Scene 1, we see that Antonio describes to his friend Delio about the virtues of the French king. He says that the French king was a very good ruler and he banishes all the flaws and the bad elements that are present in his kingdom. Now it is also seen that Bosola and the cardinal enters talking. And then Antonio goes on to describe the true nature of cardinal and then compares the duchess with her brothers. Now in Act 1, Scene 1, it can be seen that the two brothers, Ferdinand and Cardinal, are on a voyage or they are going to they are leaving the palace, the place of Malfi, and therefore they ask Bosola to spy on the duchess, and they also tell the Duchess Malfi that she is not going to remarry. But the Duchess of Malfi has her own minds, and she then decides to call Antonio privately, and at the last part of the Scene 1 in Act 1, it can be seen that the Duchess owes Antonio and proposes him, and then the secret marriage takes place. Now moving on to Act 2, we have 5 scenes. In Scene 1, actually Act 2 takes place after 10 months from the first act. So in Scene 1, we see that Antonio reveals the secret to Delio. Now what is the secret? That is his marriage with the Duchess of Malfi. In Scene 2, it is seen that since Bosola is asked to spy on the Duchess, Bosola notices that the Duchess shows some symptoms of her pregnancy, and it can be also seen in the Scene 2 that the Duchess gives birth to a son. Now in Scene 3, we find that since Antonio was very scared of the secret being coming out of his secret marriage, and for a safe delivery of the Duchess, so he announces a curfew. But in Scene 3, it can be seen that Bosola breaks the curfew, and so Antonio fights with him, and the horoscope that Antonio has with him, that is the horoscope of his newborn child, he placed it on the ground. That means he doesn't have he loses it, and then Bosola comes to know about their secret marriage. In Scene 4, Delio realizes that the news about the Duchess has reached Rome, and so in Scene 5 we have the cardinal and the Duke Ferdinand quarreling about the Duchess' secret marriage, and the cardinal trying to cool the Duke's rage. In Act 3, we also have 5 scenes. In Scene 1, it can be seen that more children were born to the Duchess of Malfi. Again in Scene 2, it can be seen that marital bliss is portrayed in this scene, and then Bosola learns that Antonio is the actual husband of the Duchess. In Scene 3, the brothers discusses the news that Bosola has brought of the secret marriage between the Duchess and Antonio. In Scene 4, a dumb show of banishment. That is, a dumb show means a false show of banishment, that is banishing away their sister, the Duchess of Malfi, along with her children. In Scene 5, one is shown that the Duchess is imprisoned. Now moving on to Act 4, we have here only 2 scenes. In Scene 1, the Duke is seen tormenting the Duchess, and Bosola also begins to change. He has a conscience that he has been doing wrong things, and he is guilty for himself. In Scene 2, we see that Duchess accepts her misfortune because she is strangled now along with her children, and Cariola is also being strangled by the 2 brothers. And when the time comes for Bosola's reward, the 2 brothers does not pay him, and so Bosola vows to avenge the death of the Duchess because he is being cheated again. In Act 5, we have 5 scenes here. In Scene 1, it can be seen that Antonio decides to meet the cardinal because he can no more hold to himself the secret of his marriage, and so he decides to talk with the cardinal regarding their marriage. In Scene 2, Ferdinand is shown being mad because he has committed such a grave crime of killing his own sister. And then there is an important action that takes place in Scene 2, that is Julia, who is the cardinal's mistress, wants to know from the cardinal that what is his secret and why is he being so apprehensive. Then cardinal tells Julia that he is planning to kill the duchess along with her children. So after hearing, Julia says that she can't keep this secret, and then the cardinal very cunningly uses the Bible to poison Julia, and Julia then dies. Then Bosola decides to help Antonio in his mind. In scene 3, it can be also described as the echo scene, because Antonio here utters some statement, and the statement echoes. It creates an atmosphere of supernatural, and it also reveals the creation of an ominous happening. That means something bad is going to happen. In scene 4, one sees that Bosola fatally owns Antonio by mistake. This is because Antonio wanted to meet the cardinal, so he goes to the palace of Malfi. But Bosola, in his mind, he decides to kill the cardinal. So when he sees Antonio, he mistakes Antonio to be the cardinal, and therefore Bosola fatally owns Antonio by mistake. And in scene 5, one can see that Bosola attacks cardinal in real, and the Ferdinand also comes, and the Ferdinand then there is a fight between Bosola, cardinal, Ferdinand, and all the three dies in the battle. Now at last one is seen that is the conclusion of the play. One sees that Delio, who is the friend of Antonio, brings Antonio's eldest son, and he declares to the people of Malfi that the Antonio's eldest son is going to be the Duke of Malfi. So here the tragic play ends. Now we move on to the themes, the main themes. So the first theme is dominance of male power or authority. In this theme, the dominance of male power, one is seen that the two brothers, Cardinal and Ferdinand, they are very patriarchal in dominating their sister, and hence one can find the prevalence of the dominance of male power in the play The Duchess of Malfi. And the theme is class. Here the theme is portrayed in such a manner like Antonio was a steward, and the Duchess was the like a queen of Malfi, not exactly queen, but the Antonio was in a lower position than the Duchess. But in spite of that, the Duchess wanted to marry Antonio, cutting all the cutting all the class that is prevailed between the Antonio and Duchess. So the class theme is prevalent in the marriage aspect of Antonio and the Duchess. So hope you all like this video, and in the next upcoming video I will make the critical analysis of the Duchess of Malfi. So till then, thank you for watching. Have a good day ahead. Thank you.